And we're back with some more Road to Glory with Rimouski. And as you can see, I have gotten all the logos in place. Everything is set visually. We also have our coaches in place. We do not have a head coach. I decided that I'm going to start out. I want to see if we do well with me as the head coach. If not, then I'll find someone else to be the head coach. But for right now, I want to see how I do. And we actually have 4 new assistant coaches. We got a new goalie coach, a new defensive coach, a new offensive coach, and a new skill coach. So hopefully these guys will be able to help us. They are all much, much better than all of our previous assistant coaches. So that's where I blew most of the staff finances on. And then we also have a pretty good scouting team as well put together. Got a couple of scouts in the United States just for the American players who happen to come over, but obviously most of them are going to be in Canada. So with that being said, let's get our roster set up for the start of year number 1. If I'm not mistaken, the roster limit is 25 players. Yeah, active roster 25 players. So we're going to need to cut a few guys here. We have 28 currently. I think to start out, we're going to cut Ralph Foyer. He's only a half-star ability and 2-star potential. No point in keeping him here, so we'll send him to Junior B. I think we'll also send Leland Pierce to Junior B. I don't foresee him getting too much ice time here, if any. Yes, he does have that 5-star potential, but, if he's not getting any ice time to begin with, then that potential isn't really going to come in handy. So we're going to send him to the Junior B team, and hopefully he gets a lot of ice time there. And as for, I don't think we're going to be cutting any defensemen. We only have 8 as it is. Yeah, it'll probably be one of these guys, Chason or Karen or Kren. Might as well be the 19-year-old, 2 years older than Kren and Karen. And he's also got the lowest potential out of the 3 of them, so I think I'll send him to Junior B. So there you go, there's our starting roster. Though it is worth noting that last year in the simulation, Rimouski was not good. In 68 games, they only had 25 wins. They were 25, 36, and 7 for 57 points on the season. So I'm expecting that we're going to need to upgrade the roster a little bit more rather than just signing goaltenders. As a matter of fact, I might just go out to free agency right now and see who's out there. So I'm guessing based off their record that they didn't score a whole lot of goals last year. As a matter of fact, let's check their history again and see their stats from last year, like their leading scorer. Yeah, Bolduc was their leading scorer with 50 points in, I believe, 68 games last year. Yeah, 64. So, yeah, they had a ton of trouble scoring goals, it looks like. He was also their leading goal scorer with 22. So we definitely need to get a goal scorer here in free agency. And there isn't a whole ton of players here, at least none that jump out, but one who does is Blake Richardson. He's 19 years of age. He had 19 goals last year with the Armada in 60 games, 34 points, 62 grade. So I would imagine he's at least a solid middle 6 forward. And obviously, being that this is a junior league, we can't really negotiate with him. So there you go. Let's submit that offer to him. He is a 2.5-star ability and a 5-star potential at 19 years of age. So looking pretty good. Obviously not the best player on our roster, but certainly an upgrade from what we had before. And I did want to sign some of our unsigned prospects. However, all the good ones are not interested in joining our team at the moment. As you see, as we try to offer these guys, none of them are interested in signing. So that's why we had to go out to free agency and sign Mr. Richardson there. And I think I might sign one more, maybe like a playmaker, just to help out a little bit, because I don't want Bolduc doing everything on his own. All right, so I found Liam Kidney. Don't have any ratings on him, and it was the same for Richardson, by the way. I know I didn't show that, but we didn't have any ratings on Richardson before we approached him. But anyway, a look at Kidney here. He had 23 assists and 10 goals in 62 games last year with Cape Breton, and obviously 33 points, 63 grade. I'm imagining he's around the same skill level as Blake Richardson is. So, not enough free space on the protected list. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Let's get rid of Ryan Liu. He does not appear that he's going to pan out. I mean, there's only 15, true, but half-star ability, half-star potential. Even though it's the E scouting grade, I doubt that his actual scouting rating is much better. So we're going to just release his rights. All right, there we go. Now we will sign Kidney, and I believe he is now on our roster. Yes, indeed, and he is also a 2.5-star ability. So we're already improving our team. Obviously, the goal of this series is to try to win a championship in each league as soon as possible. So that's why we're making all these upgrades now. Yeah, nothing that stands out on defense in free agency. So I think we're going to go into the season with this roster, and hopefully we can at least make a push for the playoffs. I'll go 1 month into the simulation, and then we'll see where we go from there. Although obviously first we're going to need to advance to, when the season starts, because we're still on July 14th, actually. So I guess we'll get up to the game against the Armada on September 5th, and I'll see you guys there. But of course, not before we cut a couple of players. I don't think Kren is going to get any use, so we'll send him to Junior B. Yeah, let's move Beijing to Junior B, so that way we can have 3 extra forwards and 2 extra defensemen. And then I guess we can always... Can we call up Beijing if we need to? Yeah, it looks like we can. All right, good. So that's what we'll do. And this will be our roster going into the regular season. Well, I have some absolutely tragic news here, boys. It appears that Zachary Bolduc has been signed by the New York Rangers. And hopefully, I'm really hoping that they send him back down, because we kind of need him. He was the leading point scorer on the team last year, and he was kind of by far our best forward, because as we look now, not looking as good. It's a good thing that we signed guys like Richardson and that other guy, what's his name? Kidney. But the good news is that we did get one of our defensemen, Isaac Bolivo, back from, I believe it was Ottawa, who sent him back down. As we take a look at his history, yeah, he was loaned by Ottawa to Rimouski. So at least we have a better defenseman now. It looks like he's more of an offensive defenseman, and that's something, yeah, I know that we are desperately missing, as most of our other defensemen are listed as defensive defensemen, so that is certainly welcome, but, oh man, we're going to be hurt. If Bolduc doesn't get set back down, we might be hurting this year, unfortunately. I guess that's just one of the challenges of being a junior team, but still, ooh man, that's going to hurt. All right, so the preseason has come to an end, and I gotta say, I'm very happy with the results. As we take a look here at goaltenders and grades, 82 for Etier and 71 for Iacobo. Now let's take a look at their stats just to see how they simulated, and a 934 for Etier and a 929 for Iacobo in 3 games played. Now look at the defensive core. You got Beliveau leading the way with the grade as 77 grade, 67 offensively, 86 defensively. No one who I'm really dissatisfied with besides maybe Bolak. Biaka Batuka kind of lacking a little bit, but everybody else pretty solid. Then I look at the stats. Beliveau, 9 points. It is a good thing that Ottawa sent him back here, because we are definitely going to need him for this year, it appears. And like I said, really not too many complaints from the defensive core. Forward-wise, once again, not too many guys to complain about. Gaudio and Karen could have done a bit better, but besides them, really nothing to complain about. I'm pretty satisfied with the way things went in the preseason. 10 points for Varro in 7 games played, 9 points for Pare, and a lot of depth scoring there, 5 points for several players. So, like I said, nothing really to complain about. And as we take a look at the schedule, we won all 7. That is hopefully a good sign going into the regular season. And I think with that being said, we'll go through 1 month, maybe 2, and we'll see where we're at. And hopefully we won't have to make too many changes. So if we could just fly through this season, that'd be great. I mean, I know that's asking a lot, especially out of a team that wasn't even close to making the playoffs last year, it looks like. But, I mean, you never know. Based off that preseason and the players that we currently have, I think it's certainly doable. Okay, so look at that. We were mentioned quite a few times in the OHL, the QMJHL season preview, as we were nominated as the dark horse, standing out as the possible challenger with a big season by Fabio Iacobo, capable of pushing them into contender status. Then also, we have the best blue liner in the league in Isaac Beliveau, and then Iacobo also is considered one of the better goaltenders in the league. So it looks like, just based off those couple of moves that we made over the short offseason that we had, we may have turned this team into a contender. I mean, who knows? And it appears Rimouski, even though Beliveau was with them the 2 previous years, he was not with them last year in the simulation. He was actually with Gatineau last year, but he returned to Rimouski, it looks like. So that's certainly good to have him on our team. I wonder if Zachary Bolduc is going to get sent back by the Rangers at some point. I hope he does, because if he does, then that would make us significantly better, much better than we already are, as it appears. You know, obviously we had a really good preseason simulation, and if that carries over into the regular season, then we're definitely going to be a team to watch. I think this team can compete for sure. And obviously, especially if we get Bolduc back, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. We're just going to have to see what happens. So in our first game of the regular season against Shawinigan, we had a 7-4 victory. So it appears that our scoring prowess in the preseason has carried over at the very least to game 1 of the regular season. So if we can keep that going, like I said, we could be a team to watch for this year for sure. First period, it appears we did most of our scoring there. I'm not going to go over the box score for every game, but it appears that we have, at least at the moment, a winning recipe. So, I mean, we had 43 shots on the net, 7 goals, and even though we did let 4 goals by, I'm expecting that our goaltending tandem in Iakobo and Etier is going to be able to get it done more often than not. So that being said, let's get through, I'm going to say we're going to get through October, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so we're on November 1st. I think at this point, I can pretty easily say that we'll make the playoffs, because to make the playoffs in this league, we only need to stay above 2 other teams, which is currently Chicoutimi and Charlottetown. They both have 8 points each. We currently have 21. We're 10-4-1, one of the best teams in the league currently, with only a couple points of separation between us and first. So I don't see why we shouldn't make the playoffs at this point. But my worry is, of course, the playoffs themselves. So in goal, you have a 904 save percentage for Iakobo and a 900 for Etier. I mean, that's fine. You know, we've been doing well. If we're doing well with the record, then I'm not going to get on the goalies too much, but I would like to see them improve a little bit. On defense, Beliveau has been fantastic. 15 points in 15 games. He is definitely one of the driving forces behind our success so far. Then you have Biaka Batuka with 7, 6 for Brunet in only 8 games. He's for some reason not dressed right now. Is he injured? No, he's not injured. Currently, I have the assistant coach handling the lines, so I guess that's why he's scratched. But you know what? We're having success right now, so I can't complain, I suppose. And at forwards, we unfortunately do not have, I don't think the Rangers ever sent back Zachary Bolduc. So it looks like we're going to have to go without him this year, considering it's already November. So I'm guessing they're keeping him on their roster. But I'll look at who is currently on our roster. You have Drover with 12 points in 15 games, Cormier and Pare with 11 points in 15 games and 14 games respectively. Then you have Dumoulin with 10, Richardson with 10, Raska with 10. Just a lot of depth scoring going on here. So, like I said, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, literally, as long as we can stay above the worst 2 teams in the league, we should be fine. So, I think what we'll do is we'll end things off here, and then in the next one, we'll probably get through the entire regular season. And hopefully at that point, we'll be in the playoffs and making a run for the Memorial Cup. So that being said, I'll end things off here. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.